somebody, but things happened. I'm pretty sure you guys connect the dots, so I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty obvious. So, I was actually supposed to fly with SCARLE, and cause like I was too afraid to fly alone, so I needed somebody, right? I was like, "Hey, SCARLE, can you fly over to me and we fly to Japan?" And then he was like, "Okay," but things happened, unfortunately. So I got to the airport and was waiting, and then SCARLE informs me that her flight got delayed. I'm like, "What? Eh?" I'm like, "Okay, I mean, surely it'll be fine." And then it gets delayed again. I'm like, "Huh? Again? Okay, what's going on over there?" And, it got delayed a third time. And I'm like, "Okay, that's ridiculous. Why is it getting delayed so much?" And then, fast forward, she just couldn't get to me, and we were both really sad. And my flight was about to start, so I just had to go. And SCARLE was like, SCARLE did a thing like you would see her doing Apex. Just go on without me, Aster. Just leave me. It's okay. Go on without me. I'm like, God damn it, SCARLE. But now it's like a real-time thing. So I was like, okay, I'll see you on the other side, SCARLE. So I bravely, but also nervously, got on the plane. And I was like, oh god, it's gonna be a long flight alone. But it was actually pretty chill. Pretty chill. Very interesting experience to go solo. And I'm confident I can do it again. Just cause I'm used to it now. This year has not been nice to her. Yeah, she's not really hitting the lucky streak, more like the unlucky streak. Praise to SCARLE for the future. But I've learned how to fly alone. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You get through all like the TSA stuff, all the stressful like speed running. You get to your airplane, boom, you just sit and relax. That's it.
I mean this not as a read, but as something I find endearing about him. My guy is a massive weeb. He's a massive weeb, okay? He's such a nerd. And so, when he was in Japan with us, we picked him up from the airport because he was supposed to fly with SCARLE, and I think y'all heard the story about how SCARLE got basically stranded at the airport. They're supposed to fly together, but he was not able to because she got held back, and so he flew alone. And I remember, like, it was one of our chill days. I remember going over to Ren, and I was like, "Hey, so, because everyone else is out doing stuff, me and Ren are just holding down the fort. We're just, like, planning on going out shopping that day. And so, I came up to Ren and I was like, yeah, not gonna lie, I'm worried about ASTER because it's one thing to fly alone domestically, flying internationally alone, and entering a country he's A, never been before, and B, does not speak the language of. C, the trains are hard to figure out. And so I was like, hey, Ren, like, would you mind just coming with me to pick up ASTER? Because I feel I'm worried about him. And so he was like, oh yeah, sure. And so he packed up our things. We went ahead and met up. We went a pretty long ways to pick up Asti from the airport. We stood around for a while waiting for him, and then we saw him at the gate. Hugs were exchanged. So yeah, we went ahead and picked him up. Good thing too, because he was pretty overwhelmed. And so, but it was cute because after he got the nerves out of the way, you can tell he was pretty excited to see us because, you know, we've been talking for over a year now, and he's finally meeting us in person. And so he was pretty excited. He's kind of like a puppy. You can, like, he doesn't show it on his face very much, but you can see his proverbial tail wagging, I guess. Is the best way to describe it. Where he didn't really show much in the face, but you could tell that he was kind of excited to see us. But then, I took that bitch to a 7-Eleven. I took that bitch to a 7-Eleven. And I was like, yeah, look, it's just like in your animes. And he was living! He was living for it! He was like, oh, just like in my animes!
or something like that, like close to 9 a.m. And then my next flight was supposed to land at 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 3 hours. 3 hours between landing to get to my next flight, where I was supposed to meet another EN member there that I'm going to not name. I need to ask them first, whatever. I was supposed to meet another EN member at this airport to fly with them. So I'm kind of like, fuck. You know what I mean? And I'm like messaging everyone, like I'm messaging, like we have like a trip Discord for it. We're like, hey guys, my flight, I'm telling the other EN member, like, yo bro, they delaying my flight like an hour. They're like, you should be fine though. I'm like, are you sure? And this EN member is already at the other airport, like waiting for me. Like they already checked in, they're waiting for me there. And you know, we did this whole thing to fly together because, you know, they never flown before, you know, they don't go on trips. So I was like, you know, I'll meet you at your airport and then I'll fly with you. Will that make you feel better? And then they said, yeah. And then, so the other EN member was like, it's fine. You still got like 2 hours. Like, as long as it should go fast. It took me like less than 20 minutes to get through like fucking check-in and security. Like, you'll be fine. You'll be Gucci. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like on the verge of sobbing. I'm like calling my mom. Like, I don't live with my mom. Like, I'm a grown-ass woman. And I'm calling my mom like, Mom, they just delayed my flight. And my mom's like, it's fine. Just like, and I'm calling my dad. I need to call my dad more. And like, I'm like, Dad, they delayed my flights. And my dad's like, it's fine. Just like, just let me know what happens, okay? And I'm like, okay, Dad. And then, like I said, my flight was supposed to land and I was supposed to be out at 9 a.m. My flight was supposed to leave at like 7, and I have to hop on my next flight at noon to meet this other EN member to fly to Japan. I think it's like, what? I got there around like 4. I think it's like 5 a.m. at this point. No, it's not. I don't even know what time it is. You know what I mean? Time zones. Then the lady goes on the intercom again and says, we're gonna delay this flight for another hour. We are terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Don't worry, as soon as we get the okay, we can fucking go. And I'm just like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're delaying this flight again? It's already been an hour. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean you're delaying it another? I only have 3 hours. I only have 3 hours between my first flight, my domestic flight, to get to the international airport to meet another EN member to fly to Japan. What do you fucking mean? You're delaying the flight again. And I'm like, just trying to remain calm. I'm texting this EN member being like, bro, they just delayed my flight again. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. They're like, and I'm just like, I'm telling them, I'm like, just fly without me, man. Just fly without me. Like, I don't care what happens to me. Just get on that flight, okay? Just get on that flight. Just go without me. And they're like, Scarlett, I'm not gonna leave you here. I'm like, I don't care. Just get on the flight without me. Just don't worry. And then I'm in the trip Discord. I'm just like, you guys, my flight was delayed again. Like, bro, I'll see y'all later. And they're like, it's fine, Scarlett, just like relax. I'm like, I can't be calm. And then, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, another hour passed. And then I hear, we're sorry, folks. We're gonna have to delay this flight about another hour. We are still waiting for the okay to go. We are still having some fog in the area where we can't really fly. So, just hang tight, okay? No, it is not fucking okay. What do you mean? Now, it is time. It is at the point where if I don't leave right now, I might not make my flight. And I'm like calling my mom. I'm calling my dad again. So yeah, I'm just calling my dad and my mom again. I'm telling the other EN member again, and they're like, it's okay. It's like not that long of a flight, because you know it's domestic. It's a domestic airline, so it's like it's fine. Like even if you leave like in an hour, you'll still be here like in 40 minutes before the flight is supposed to leave. So as long as it doesn't get delayed anymore, you can still make it. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can make it, dude. And I'm just losing my shit in this fucking airport. Because, like, you guys seen the schedules. Everyone else is is over there. I'm like one of the last people to show up, and you're telling me my ass is getting delayed? Like, hey, quiet, Ryder. And I'm sitting there again. Everyone in Iluna's trying to consolidate me. Other EN members are like, it's okay, Scarlet, if this happens, like, just do this, and I'm just sitting there, sobbing, seething, waiting for an answer from this fucking airplane bitch. And then I just sit, I'm calling my mom, on the verge of crying. My mom's like, it's fine, just don't worry about it. Well, no, if you want me to be honest, my mom was like, why the fuck are you doing that? Why didn't you go to... No, my mom... See, if I want to be real, my mom was actually pissed at me. My mom was like, why did you even go to that airport? You should have driven to this other airport and gone straight there. I'm like, listen, Mom, I was meeting my coworker. This is not about you. And my mom was like, I don't give a shit. If you would have just went to that airport, you wouldn't have had this problem and you wouldn't be stuck at the airport. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. You're so fucking helpful. I just wanted to meet my coworker. She's like, that's what you fucking get for wanting to meet your coworker. I'm like, fucking balls, Mom. She's right though. Shut the fuck up. I wanted to be like bro, I wanted to fly with we wanted to fly together. Your mom is right though. Shut up. I'm not leaving my home again. And then another hour has passed and I hear on the intercom, terribly sorry, folks. If you have any connecting flights, please come to the desk and we will figure it out for you and figure out some sort of solutions for flights. And that was all I needed to hear. That, like... No, that was like the fourth time. That was like the fourth fucking time we got delayed.